Oh, bloody cardboard boxes. I've got loads of them, look. All over the place. They're all for Vax Food reviews when he decides when he wants the bloody vacuum cleaners. That's going to go in the bin otherwise. I've had enough of that bloody thing. Anyway, a bit of an update. Remember, I'm doing experiments on air filters for the LandRover, for the Discovery. And, well, what I did when I put that cone on, the video should have gone up by the time this video is up, of the cone. I unplugged the air temperature sensor, and obviously because the cone was on there, there's nowhere to put the sensor. So here's the sensor. So I just unplugged it and left the plug unplugged, and to see how it ran. Now I'm a little bit dubious about it, because I'll tell you why. Because you know what air temperature sensors do on the intake side. You know, the ECU reads the temperature coming in to give an idea whether it's cold or hot, denser or not as dense, and that helps it calculate, you know, the fuel mixture, what it needs to put in, the ratio between air and fuel. Now my one seems to be running rich with it unplugged, which is good. That's what I want. I don't want it running lean, I want it running rich. And it has got more power than it did with this on and that plugged in. However, I'm a little bit dubious that it might be a bit erratic, and it might start running lean at some point during my experimentations. And one thing I could do to monitor it is obviously install a fuel ratio gauge, which I do have one actually, which is good timing. I do have this one. I used to have plugged into the Saxo when I had that Citroen Saxo, an air fuel ratio gauge, lean, optimal and rich. The Saxo used to run on the end of rich and the beginning of optimal, but I can't be bothered to wiring all that stuff in. That's just, I can't be bothered with it. It's just too much hassle for me at the moment. Something I'm not interested in. So I'm going to take the sensor out of the airbox and locate the sensor somewhere near the air filter and plug it in, and just tie it somewhere near the air filter. That way at least the sensor is plugged in, so it is doing its job. It might not be in the air line, you know, in the stream of air being sucked in, but it's there and it's sensing air, so it will be doing a better job than it will be if it's not plugged in. So that's a plus side. It was nice and clean inside the airbox. I might still put this airbox back on if it turns out that having a cone on there or some type of other filter doesn't do it any good or any justice, you know, then because that's the panel I did, a nice pipe across one. Then what I'll do is, there's a lot of sand in there, look. Then what I'll do is I'll just put this back on, man. But I've lost my sensor. Oh, it's in this side. Just, why am I taking that apart when it's in here? What an idiot. Anyway, there's my sensor. So I'm literally just going to unscrew it. There's two screws. Unscrew it and then put it somewhere in the engine bay. So I'll do that now, and we're going to have a look and see how it goes. There we go. Got to put the camera down here because it's bloody windy. Trying to protect it. But I can tell that you all love my bodging skills. Managed to cable. I put a bit of bag around it to protect the sensor itself. And at least it won't be doing the job it's supposed to do, because it's supposed to be in the flow of air, but it's there, it's plugged in, so it'll be doing a job, not the one, but a job. Cable tied it to the old power steering bracket, and then I've just run another cable tie, well, a load of cable ties, but I've run out of long ones around here to try and keep the filter in place. So now it's not rubbing on anything really, it just sort of wobbles around here a little bit. Try and keep it in place. So this is probably the 4th or 5th day now I've had it like this, and we're okay. I'm going to run it for a month, I think, with this setup to see how it goes, and hopefully we'll be alright, and then I can sort of set about getting it permanently set in. Nice. It's all alright though so far. There you go. So a little bit of an update. It's probably best to keep that plugged in really, unless you've got a map what doesn't need it, but this one does. A lot of rust down there. I'm not quite sure I like the look of that, to be honest. Never mind.